morning, Nigeria. I like to say that TVC has a finger on the pulse and an eye on the street. And if it's trending, we are definitely going to be dissecting it here on Trending Now. In our first story, President Bola Tinubu has rejected the National Population Commission's proposed 942 billion naira budget for the upcoming national census, citing the need for a more cost-effective approach to this. Now, at a State House meeting on Monday, Bola Tinubu emphasized that the census must be conducted at a significantly lower cost. As part of these cost-cutting measures, he suggested deploying National Youth Service Corps members for enumeration to reduce personnel expenses. He also directed that the formation of a committee to reassess the budget and align it with the country's financial realities be put in place. Now, this is very, very interesting because the last census that was done in Nigeria was in the year 2006. And although former President Muhammadu Buhari tried to conduct a census in 2023, he unfortunately failed. Now, above all, I think that the priority, if this takes place, should be the welfare and the safety of the Youth Corps members. But I'm going to take a look at social media. Akere Yejo says, that's a good point from my president. NYSC Corps members are already on the FG's payroll, so why spend such a huge amount of money on the census? However, the federal government must ensure their adequate security. Sarki Suleiman says, my concern is the use of corpers. Will they guarantee their safety? As some regions will definitely fight against the census. And finally, Tahir says, using NYSC Corps members for the census is a cost-saving idea, but their welfare must be prioritized. If their 77,000 naira allowance is still unpaid, how can they handle extra responsibilities without additional support apart from their initial payment, since it is additional assignments? The president has made it very clear that he plans on heavily digitizing this process. He says he wants facial and voice recognition and up-to-date biometric capturing to minimize duplication. He's also said that he's going to integrate, of course, NIMSI into this process. But I'm curious, what do you guys think could be some possible challenges that this will face, although it is a great cost-effective approach?
Talking about challenges, there's no census that has been conducted in Nigeria that didn't have one challenge or the other. Where I am looking at is Mr. President's decision that this has to depend heavily on technology. We have to do the test run first, make sure it's moving smoothly before we go ahead and do it. And in a country where power supply is not as reliable as it should be, we might have glitches there.
Yes, most definitely. I totally agree with the president saying that NYC members should be deployed for the conduct of the 2020, for the census, because we need to understand the process of gerrymandering, especially when it comes to the time of election, where we have different figures bandied around. But the amount of money that is budgeted for it, 942 billion naira, is way outrageous. Nasir El-Rufai used a word which I wouldn't even repeat here. So the thing is, we should think of their security. I totally align with the comments. Think of their security, think of their safety, think of how their remuneration, and also ensure that the things are properly put into proper perspective.
Absolutely, so, yeah. And I want to emphasize that it's called the National Youth Service Corps.
Yes. There was a whole lot. During my time, I participated in election. The electoral process. So it was a national call for me, a clarion call for me. So I believe that at the NYC for this time round too would be good for them to have an experience.
Thank you, Copper Sean.